Israel's war on Gaza updates. Israeli strikes level homes in Deir el-Balah. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Gaza has resulted in Israeli strikes leveling homes in Deir el-Balah, exacerbating the humanitarian crisis in the region. The destruction of residential buildings adds to the displacement of civilians and underscores the escalating violence in the area. Israeli airstrikes claim lives in central Gaza. Rescue teams urgently search for survivors as local authorities report 30 fatalities in Israeli air attacks targeting safe homes and a mosque in central Gaza. The strikes intensify the humanitarian crisis in the region, prompting swift condemnation and calls for immediate action to address the escalating violence. Alarming situation at Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City. Health workers, patients and displaced Palestinians sheltering inside Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City are reported to be completely terrified, according to Al Jazeera's Tariq Abu Azoum. Disturbing videos emerged showing Israeli snipers killing at least 7 Palestinians in close proximity to the hospital, heightening fears and exacerbating the humanitarian crisis in the region. The escalating violence underscores the urgent need for international intervention to protect civilians and medical facilities. Houthi spokesperson rejects US's dismissal. Houthi spokesperson Mohammed Abdul Salam rejects the US's dismissal of a link between the Gaza war and Red Sea attacks, amid ongoing US strikes on Yemen. The statement underscores escalating tensions and challenges diplomatic efforts to address the conflicts in the region. Israeli raids and armed clashes in West Bank. Reports emerge of Israeli raids and armed clashes across the occupied West Bank tonight. Palestinian resistance groups target Israeli forces with explosive devices in Yabad, south of Jenin, while Israeli forces engage in fighting with Palestinians in Sara, west of Nablus. Additional raids are reported in various locations, including Tubas, Bidia, Beitunia, Beta, Halhul, and Ramin. The escalating violence underscores heightened tensions in the region. Journalists besieged in northern Gaza amid escalating violence. Only 40 journalists remain in northern Gaza, besieged with no means to send food to them, reveals Sharouk al-Assad, a member of the General Secretariat of the Palestinian Journalists Syndicate. The dire situation underscores the challenges faced by media personnel covering the conflict and highlights the urgent need for humanitarian assistance in the region. Intense fighting in Khan Yunis. Fierce fighting, air attacks and shelling rock Khan Yunis, with reports of violence extending to the vicinity of the European Gaza hospital. The escalation in hostilities raises grave concerns for the safety of civilians and medical facilities in the area, underscoring the urgent need for a ceasefire and humanitarian intervention. UNRWA reports limited access to clean water in Gaza. UNRWA declares very limited access to clean water and sanitation in Gaza amidst relentless bombardment. The dire situation exacerbates the humanitarian crisis in the region, heightening concerns for the well-being of civilians and underscoring the urgent need for humanitarian aid and intervention. Israeli bank blocks UNRWA account. Israeli newspaper Haaretz reports that an Israeli bank has notified UNRWA of blocking its account. UNRWA, which supports millions of displaced Palestinians, faces financial constraints amid the conflict, raising concerns about the delivery of essential humanitarian aid. EU Foreign Policy Chief condemns defunding of UNRWA. EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell criticizes the defunding of UNRWA as disproportionate and dangerous. His statement underscores growing international concern over the impact of funding cuts on essential humanitarian aid for millions of displaced Palestinians. US and UK air raids hit Yemeni cities. Houthi-affiliated media reports several US and UK air raids, striking the Yemeni cities of Hodeidah and Sada. The attacks escalate tensions in the region and raise concerns about civilian casualties and the worsening humanitarian crisis in Yemen. Gaza killed at least 27,365 people, including more than 11,500 children. 8,000 women? Injured, more than 66,630, including at least 8,663 children. 6,327 women. Missing, more than 8,000. The latest figures from the Palestinian Ministry of Health in the occupied West Bank. Occupied West Bank. Killed, At least 382 people, including more than 100 children, injured, more than 4,250. In Israel, officials revised the death toll down from 1,405 to 1,139.